This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Farming Simulator 22 map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Dual Valley. But before that, this video is brought to you by Semper Buffo and Crisby 1205. Thank you for being farm barons. So the Dual Valley map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let's read the description. Dual Valley is a fictional location loosely based in an area of South Australia. The valley is surrounded by cliffs with train lines weaving through the hills, over trestle bridges and tunnels through gold mines left over from the gold rush of the 1850s. This is a remote location in the middle of a natural crater, and the player starts with a basic equipment that looks like it's been sitting around for years. Trains are the main way to sell items, and diesel is expensive, so it's worth making your own. The goal is to grow the town and work towards supplying the local wedding reception with gold rings, diamond rings, and wedding dresses, tuxedos, and food to feed the guests. This map can also be played in multiplayer in 1v1 mode, where you start across the river from each other. You both start with the same items, and there are 2 of everything: 2 train lines, 2 mines, 2 custom stone processing plants, 2 custom diesel plants, 2 custom jewelry productions, and 2 custom tailor shops. This map includes 59 farmlands, 37 fields, 2 train lines, 2 custom small diesel locomotives to navigate the tight turns, 2 large underground mines to collect stones on the trains, custom stone processing plant, custom biodiesel, custom bridal tailor, custom jeweler, and 12 collectible gold nuggets. Now, the map author does provide a little bit of a warning here. Don't accept 2 harvest missions of the same crop type to be delivered to the Adadale via the train. Also, harvest missions via the train don't give you bonus money for the crops. With that, let's go ahead and load on in. We are going to be using the mods we typically use when we look at maps. That is additional field info, additional game settings, animal food overview, field lease, fit calculator, precision farming, and straw harvest. Now, I'll tell you, if you load this map up in farm manager mode or start from scratch, you'll find the main farm is void of 1 building, and you also have the farmhouse. You can sell the farmhouse, so if you want to start completely from blank slate, then just buy the farmland and sell the farmhouse. I'll also tell you, if you load this map up with a low-end system. I did suffer a little bit of frame rates right here down by the main starting farm area. I was having issues with frames in the 40s and lower 50s, but when I did get out from this particular area, I was able to run a solid 60 frames per second pretty much everywhere on a low-end system with integrated graphics. Let's go ahead and take a look at that PDA. And as the map author said, this map is based in a crater, and therefore the map is basically round. Now, also in the PDA, we do have a little bit of a listing here of the custom production. So you can see we have Valley View Weddings, we have a bridal tailor, and the tailor is going to take fabric to make clothing, and then it's going to require clothing to make tuxedos and wedding dresses. And then we have a jeweler that's going to require stone that has been processed from regular stone, biodiesel, and water. And then the biodiesel is going to be made either from canola or sunflower. We will take a look at the custom productions here in a little bit. This map does have all the standard crops available to us in Farm Sim 22 available on this map. Take a look at our farmland screen. We do start up by owning Farmland ID 2. That is the main starting farm that can be bought for $36,480 in any alternate game mode. Right across the street from that is Farmland ID 3. That is the secondary farm if you are playing this in PvP mode in multiplayer, and that again can be bought for $36,360. We have a mine that we own at the start, Farmland ID 36, that can be bought for a measly $6,000. There is also a secondary mine over here that can be bought for $6,048 as well. With respect to the rest of the things on this map, a couple things of note. We have a custom jeweler here, as well as here, because there are 2 of those. And then we have custom stone processing located right here. and over here. Then we've got biodiesel plant and bridal tailor. These are loaded in single player, so we only have a single one of those. Let's go ahead and take a look at our farmland lease screen. This is going to show us all of the viable farmlands, how large those farmlands are, if those farmlands include any field or fields, what is included, and then lastly, how much is that farmland going to cost us. We can then go ahead and compare that with our field calculator screen. It's going to show us the specific sizes of each particular field. And for those of you playing with precision farming, you may want to know what the soil map looks like on this map. Well, this map is making use of the Alpine soil map that is included with the precision farming mod. So let's go ahead and see how that is being applied to these fields. Now I have to say, just looking at the soil map here, the western farm, I believe, has better soil because you've got a little bit of silty clay, and then you have loam, sandy loam, and loamy sand on the western side of the river. Whereas on the right side of the river, where we start here in single player, well, we've got a whole lot of silty clay in those small fields right at the farmland area. Let's go ahead and take a look at our crop counter. We do have what appears to be the standard base game crop counter available to us on this particular map. And if we take a look down through our prices screen, you will see we do have the ability to sell most, but not all, of the base game crops that are available to us on this map. For whatever reason, we do not have the ability to sell cotton, but we do have cotton listed here as a viable crop. So I can only expect that the AI and we can plant cotton, but do note you will have an issue when it comes to selling cotton unless you put down your own sell point. Now, with respect to animal outputs, we have eggs, wool, and milk. And then with respect to silage, hay, straw, and grass, we also have the ability to sell those. Down with base game production items, we do indeed have the ability to sell all of our base game production items. Most of them are sold via the train. We also do have the ability to buy bulk lime, and we do have multiple ways of getting rid of our stones. You'll also notice that there are 2 stone buying points. Those are 2 areas that are within the mines that are available on this map. Now, as far as custom production goes, we have silver, gold, diamonds, crushed stone, silver rings, gold rings, and diamond rings. We also have wedding dresses, tuxedos, also as far as custom productions on this map. We do have the ability to sell our washed root crops with the farm production pack via the train, but what we do not have the ability to do is sell any of the platinum expansion items because there is no sell point on the map that is set up for those. Now, the story changes a bit when we get down to our our premium expansion production items, because we do have the ability to sell those. If you are playing with pumps and hoses, we do also have the ability of getting rid of our separated manure, and those playing with straw harvest has the ability of getting rid of our hay and straw pellets. Start out with a modest list of starting machinery in new farmer mode. In any of the alternate game modes, we do not have any machinery at the start. We do not have any animal pens pre-placed on this map. We do have contracts available, and we start out by owning the biodiesel plant and the bridal tailor. So the biodiesel plant is going to take sunflower or canola and make biodiesel. And then the tailor is going to take fabric to make clothing. And then we're going to take fabric and clothing to make a wedding dress, and fabric and clothing to make tuxedos. With that, let's go ahead and buy the rest of the production on the map and just go ahead and move into our production overview. Picking up where we left off, we have a stone processor that is going to take regular stone, diesel, and water, and it's going to output crushed stone, silver, gold, and diamonds. The jeweler is going to take diamonds, gold, water, diesel, and silver, and it's going to make diamond rings, gold rings, and silver rings. Then there is a second stone processor and a second jeweler, again, if you are playing in PvP mode. This map does have 12 collectibles. They are little gold nuggets. And you know what? I think it's time that I show you one of those little gold nuggets right over here by the river. Now, when you do collect those gold nuggets, they will appear here on this little pedestal that is placed in the middle of the river. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting fleet. With respect to our starting vehicles, we start out with the Fendt Favert 515C and the Bure 6105. We also have our Dutzfar Topliner 4090H harvester that is paired up with the 4090H grain header. We have our 1986 pickup truck and the Welger DK115 trailer. We have the Cinto 4000 super cultivator and the HK NS 253030 Power Harrow and Cedar combination. We have the Hardy Mega 1200L fertilizer and herbicide sprayer. We have the Aquatrans 7300 water trailer. We have for our tractor the Q5M Quickie front loader arms. For those front loader arms, we have a pallet fork. We have then a Quantum SL8022 and the Lizard S710 belts. Those are located over in the mine. And then we have the Thunder Creek diesel trailer and then the Bachmann MHAL 432035 flatbed trailer. Now, as far as our farm tour goes, we start right here, and then this is our little sleep cabin. So we do have a sleep trigger located right there. We've got a little awning for our pickup truck. We have a flatbed trailer. Then we have another little building here with some of our starting machinery. And you will find your starting vehicles kind of scattered all around. So our harvester's down here by the river, as is the Bueller. And then our Fendt is located within this old barn. This old barn is a wood cell trigger. So we have the cell point and the activation icon there as well. Let's go ahead and take a quick look through build mode. Since we do have the ability of running this in multiplayer, we do have the ability of putting down a couple of these buildings that are part of the map, including the farmhouse. As far as silos go, we've got fairly basic silos, DLC silos, nothing custom here for those. We do have the ability of putting down our jeweler, our biodiesel plant, and our stone processing plant, as well as our bridal tailor. We have no custom sell points on this map. Standard greenhouses, orchards, and generators. No custom animal areas either. As far as our ground textures go, fairly standard looking ground textures and plants. Now remember, the map is kind of set up in competition mode. So this area right across the street would be where the second player starts. We have two train silos. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this one, but there is a matching silo on the other side of the river. And we're going to go ahead and see the train that comes by here with the custom small little engine. So we have our dump and fill point for the train. We have our dump and fill point for our trailer. Then we have our train calling trigger located right there. Over here we have the bridal tailor with our interactive icon, dump point, and our pallet point here around the back. This is our biodiesel plant that is pre-placed. So we have our interactive icon. We have our fill point for our biodiesel and our dump point for our grain. We do have a regular diesel pump point. And then this is where we're going to find our Thunder Creek trailer. Before we go up into the hills, I also want to show you our stone processor. So we have our interactive icon. This is going to be where we're going to dump our product, our input stone, out of the train. And then we have our dump for trailer and our pallet spawn point. We have our animal dealer sell point. We have a lime buy point here. Then we have our shop. Let's go ahead and pick up our Mahindra and just see where things are going to spawn at. So a decent sized area for our machinery to spawn in. And we do have our dealer trigger also located here at the side. Now once we go across the river, we have the corresponding matching stone processor with rent train trigger. And then further down the train tracks, we have the corresponding train transfer silo and rent train trigger, just as we do across the river. Now to the north, we have our wedding shop. This is where you're going to basically sell your rings and bridal attire at Valley View Weddings. And then just up the hill, we have the wedding venue all set up. And what I have to think is, well, okay. Last time I loaded this up, there was a man walking around here. And I was going to say, he's an extremely nervous groom to be. But now we've got a lady walking around. I got to wonder, maybe she's an extremely nervous bride to be. Now let's go ahead and make our way. You see we got crisscrossing trains here. We have 2 mines. And I just want to go ahead and show you this mine. Now when we go into the mine, here we have a stone buy point where we can purchase stone. Then we have lots of stone just kind of sitting around here in the mine. And then here we have our belts that are already set up to load into the train. We have a train call trigger there. If you do want to come up with a trailer, we do have an entry here into the mine for a trailer. And then we'll loop here on the other side of the map where we'll see the mine that we start out with. Now, I found it interesting. Oh, sorry, I had that backwards. I had that completely backwards. This is the mine we start out with. That's where the belt systems are located. It's a little interesting that we have our farm on this side of the river, but we own that mine. Kind of would think that we would own this mine over here, as opposed to owning the mine across the river. Here again, we have another mine. It's also set up with a stone buy point. Stone set out here for us to just freely collect if we own the land, and a train call trigger. Now, as far as our jewelers go, well, they're going to be located up here on top of the map. Here's one of the jewelers. This is where we're going to bring our processed stones, our gold, our silver, our diamonds. So our dump point, pallet point, and interactive icon. Here on the other side of these rocks, we then have the second corresponding jeweler. Now, with respect to our scoring system, we're going to begin the map at full point with respect to production being built in or areas set aside for such, because we have 6 productions built in here in single player. But it does sound, if you load this map up in multiplayer, you'll have more productions loaded as well, as you will have basically 2 of each. We have 2 stone processors, as we've seen, biodiesel, a bridal tailor, and 2 jewelers here in single player. With respect to being able to sell our base and crops, animal outputs, and production points, well, we cannot sell cotton, but we can grow it here on the map. So we are going to take a 1/4 point off there. With respect to the starting farm here being customizable, yes, you can sell the sheds, you can sell the farmhouse, or if you load this map up in farm manager mode, well, the 2 sheds are already not there, and you can sell the farmhouse. So the starting farm is completely customizable. You can't sell the train silo, but it's kind of expected that that is more of a fixture on the map because it is tied to the train system. With respect to buildings where appropriately are using the new texturing technique, they are indeed. These are all FS22 buildings from various base maps, and player and interactive areas being clearly marked. I do feel that they are indeed clearly marked, so we are going to be giving the map a full point there as well. That's going to wrap this map up with a score of 4.75 out of 5. I think it's a really cool concept. We've got some mining going on. We've got some kind of complex production going on by bringing our stones down, making biodiesel and water in order to process and break those stones down into various elements. We take those elements up to the jeweler, get some fine jewelry, and then we take that over to the bridal shop where we can sell that jewelry for the areas, the wedding areas that is going to go on here in the map. I'd like to hear your all's thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think of this particular map? And until next time, happy farming.